Hey, this is Sasha. Thanks for joining me in today's video. And what I want to share with you today is why most traders fail when it comes to using membership websites and Discord chat rooms and those kinds of things. So stay tuned. I'm going to share with you this insight in this video. All right, so if you've been looking at trading videos, you probably also have been looking at membership websites. In fact, we have one as well. You can see here, if you go to members.tradersfly.com or tradersfly.com and go to members, I do have a membership website, but our membership website's a lot different. My main goal and focus on the membership site is education and teaching. Whereas a lot of other membership sites, when you really look at them and hone in, a lot of it is more about stock picks. And we get a lot of chat requests, actually is what the team says, about, hey, do you do stock picks, about the entry, the exit, when to get in, when to get out? The reason is no, we don't. And there's a big problem with that. And I've seen people that go through that. I've seen my coaching students, actually, a lot of the things that we do, well, we don't do a lot of the membership stuff. We do more coaching and courses. So I'm much more heavy on the education front because I love education. I love teaching education. I taught martial arts for years. So in this case as well, I do a lot more on the coaching front and also mentoring. So if you go to the mentoring, you can actually see the some of the mentoring videos and student interviews that I put on here. So that way you guys get an insight. But every time I talk to my mentoring students and get some insight here, and then they show me some things about these chat rooms, and by the time they find me, they've been through these chat rooms and these membership sites, a lot of it is, hey, what's the next pick? When do I get in? When do I get out? And it's just non-stop get-rich-quick mentality, and that's not the trading mentality. Trading mentality is much more professional. Think of it like more of a business sense. Whereas a lot of the membership sites that are out there, I'd say 99% of them, just from what I've seen and from what my students tell me, is just more get-rich-quick hype. There's just a clutter of information, and the issue with that is you don't know how it applies to you. You are different. You are unique. You are special in your own way. Everybody has a different risk tolerance, a different risk level, a different day and time that they like to trade, a different style. Now, there are some good things about membership sites like those that you can learn from, as far as you could learn different strategies, maybe different concepts, maybe different ways to manage a trade if they go through the management process. But overall, it doesn't really apply to you. It's so far disconnected, big time disconnected. So here's some insight for you. So think about it like this. I'll give it to you from this standpoint. So look at it like this, time-wise. Okay, so let's say on the membership site, their time holding is 1 day, and your time hold, you like to hold maybe 3 to 6 days. Okay, maybe you don't want to watch stocks as much. Or on the flip side, let's say they're only a 3-hour hold sometimes, or in and out, or quick, and you might be a long investor. You know, and I'm just saying, this is just the real deal. This is how things match up, and it sucks you in to say, hey, this guy I made $700 on today's day trade. Yeah, but if you're not a day trader, it doesn't apply to you. It's not going to work for you because it doesn't match up. Okay, let's look at capital size. Okay, everybody's at a different point. Let's say you're living in some other country and your capital size is $3,000. I don't know what your capital size is. Maybe that to you, that's a lot. That's fine. I'm not judging. But the point here is if you're trading with 3,000, and the other person's trading with 600,000. That's a big difference. The position now is going to be completely different as far as the sizing that they can do, and also as far as the risk tolerance that they may have. So if they get into a trade that's, let's say, a $1,500 trade, for a person that's got $3,000, it's going to matter a heck of a lot more than a person with $600,000. So you're at a whole different level. Now, I don't know, you might be the person at 600,000. And in that case, if they're doing trades that are $1,500, it's not going to matter to you. It's not going to put a dent in your account. You might as well just buy dividends. So again, it doesn't apply as much. So you got to make sure that it matches up a bit. And you can see it pretty easily. You know, the people that are trading the $5 stocks, if they're doing reviews and they're doing stocks like $5, $20 stocks, even $15 stocks. Not that those are bad stocks, but usually just the capital's not there. That's just the point of it, and that's why you don't see me talking about the $15 or $8 stocks most of the time. Anyway, and then your personal level. So let's say your experience level. So let's say you are a beginner, and the other person teaching you is intermediate or advanced. Okay. Well, what typically happens is that they may be teaching at an intermediate or an advanced level. And in the martial arts, we had a thing called the curse of knowledge, where if you're a professional instructor, or let's say you're an advanced instructor, you're teaching at an advanced level. And the problem is if you're teaching beginners, they don't know how to teach. And that's another big issue, that you might have a membership website, you might have a chat room, you might have all these things. You might have an instructor that's a phenomenal trader, but they just can't teach. They can't present the information to you. So when you look at these things, is that it has to be taught in the right way at your level for you to, number one, get it, and number two, if they're doing a strategy, let's say I'm doing a strategy that's a calendar and you have no clue what a calendar is when it comes to options, it's just not going to work. Okay, so you got to understand that there's two parts to this. Number one is the instructor being able to telegraph it. Just because they're great traders doesn't mean they'll make a great instructor, or a great instructor even for you, because different people can match up in a different way. And number two is that their level, the way that they're presenting the information, your level might be way off base. You might not be into options at all. They might be into some basic, some basics, and as far as just buying things on moving average breakouts and so on. So again, that's fine, but just understand that most of these things are not going to match up. So think about it. If you go into a membership site and all of a sudden now you're into this membership site, you got to match up on timing. You got to match up on capital. You got to match up on your risk level. You got to match up on strategies. So come on, where is it that it's going to actually work for you? Most of the time it's not, but people get sucked into it because they get the get rich quick thing. And it's like, oh, I saw this guy making this much money and I want to make that much money. And that's how it plays out. And for me, I just wanted to share with you some insight about the real deal, because I've had some people now send me some emails and questions about, hey, well, what about these membership sites? Should I go to this membership site? Should I go to that membership site? And the reality is no. You need to figure out what works for you. And this is one of the reasons why very, very rarely do I talk about, as far as on my website and the membership site that we have, as far as maybe, hey, these are really good opportunities. Yeah, I'll mention things that are breaking out. So here in the swing charts and those kind of things, I'll talk about technical analysis. For example, like let's say we're looking at Dash here. I'll talk about some analysis where, hey, this thing is breaking out. And hey, you get to trade it how you want to trade it, okay? Or it's starting to build a base, right? We're coming into the bottom, it's starting to base, and there's some volume coming in. And if that's the case, you need to figure out the trading strategy of what works for you. There's thousands of trading strategies out there. Now, if you're in the mentoring program, that's a different story, because I deal with people when I mentor and work with them one-on-one when we deal with options. And in that case, I know your personal risk levels and risk tolerance, and then we can get more in detail. But as far as a membership site, you're in a big group and you got thousands of different strategies that everybody's doing. You don't know why one person's getting into the trade here, one person's getting into the trade there. You have no idea. So they might be getting a trade for a whole different reason or purpose, and their strategy is different, and you're getting in it for a whole different myriad of reasons, and it just doesn't pan out and doesn't work out. And that's why many of these things, they're just flops. They're not going to work for you unless you're looking to get educated. So how do you take that approach and actually get some education out of it? Well, how do you use them to your benefit? There is one way. There's one way to do it, at least from my perspective, at least one big way that I'm going to share with you right now. And that is, you need to be able to see yourself from another perspective. So this is the trader, you, okay? And this is you, call it your third eye or outer perspective. Okay, so outer perspective here, that looking down upon yourself, how are you acting and behaving within these types of trades? So if you're going in and you're able to evaluate the way that you trade, make trades, manage trades, because you're trying a new, might be a new strategy, a new way of thinking, all these things could be beneficial for you to start out with, but you got to find of how does it match up to you. How is it different from what you're doing? How does it make sense for you? How do you use it to your advantage? Beyond that, a lot of the trading is much more psychological, being able to follow your rules, follow your discipline, follow your strategy. But as far as the membership sites, if you're just looking for stock picks, I mean, everybody just wants easy money. Hey, just tell me which one to buy, tell me which one to sell, tell me when to buy it, when to sell it, give me the ATM, just give me the money. I don't even want to do the work. That's the way that most people operate, I'll tell you. And that's why a lot of people are not successful in this business. So anyways, just wanted to share with you some real insight here. Just give you my train of thoughts. A lot of people have been asking about it. And I've had some questions in the mentoring students as well, before they get started. It's like, oh, these membership sites, you should do them. I'm like, and then once they're into the membership program, they realize it doesn't make sense because everybody's unique, everybody's different. So anyways, I hope you have an awesome day and week ahead. Make the most of it. Feel free to subscribe and grab some freebies where you get some actual education rather than just some quick picks and quick hits. And subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to see some other great videos. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.